I mean, our guys played great. I've said it all along. My staff has been unbelievable. The players, they were unbelievable. I mean, you're in the playoffs, you're in the conference finals, and you score 65 points off of offensive rebounds and fast break points. I don't know if I've ever seen that before at this point in the year. So I give our guys a lot of credit for sticking to the game plan and really trying to, push the pace, because that's what we wanted to do coming into this series. 41%, 42%, 93 points against a team that's of their offensive caliber. It was just amazing. Again, coaching staff came up with a fantastic game plan, and our players went out there and executed it. And 6 offensive rebounds, 22 foul shots. That's phenomenal. Just a phenomenal job by our guys on the defense end of the floor. And then, I could say a lot about our team individually, especially 33 assists on 48 baskets. But our bench was fantastic. Jose was really good. Mitch, his vertical threat at the rim offensively was fantastic. 10 rebounds, 5 offensively, 5 defensively. It was amazing. Deuce was just, he's spectacular. He spaced the floor the right way, and he hit some timely threes throughout the course of the game. And then Landry. Landry Shamet has continued to step up big on both ends of the floor, and a lot of people are going to talk about his shooting, which they should, but when Josh wasn't guarding Donovan, Landry had to guard him, and you're not stopping Donovan Mitchell. He's just too good of a player, but Landry did his best to make him work, and that was fun to see. Mikhail, Josh, OG was phenomenal. Cat with another double-double, and he's extremely efficient. And then, Jalen, our MVP, he caused or created a lot of double teams, and, we had a lot of guys get great looks because of the havoc that he caused out on the floor with the attention that Cleveland had to pay to him. So just a good win by our guys, trying to take care of the details while pushing the pace against a really good Cleveland team.
Mike, I know you like to talk about the group and everybody that's helped you guys get here, but I want to ask you about you. It's been 19 years since you were a head coach coaching a finals team. A lot of stuff happened in between. Can you kind of just take me through your mind when you got this opportunity? Did you think when you left Sacramento, were you sure if you'd ever get another head coaching job? I guess, can you kind of take me through your journey to where you are today over the last few years?
First, I got to thank Vivek Ranady for giving me an opportunity. And obviously, it didn't work out. And when I got fired, I really didn't think much about anything. My wife and I, Ro and I, we went to Sydney, Australia to see UFC 313. We went to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. We went to St. Bart's, fantastic island. Man, I can't wait to go back. We actually came to New York City too, and ran around New York for like 4 days. And we went to this one club, and we met these young dudes that work on Wall Street. And I was there with them till like 5 in the morning, and they sent me some pictures and stuff. And I'm surprised that they haven't sent them to you guys yet. But so I just wanted to have fun, and if an opportunity came up, great. If it didn't, I felt lucky, blessed, fortunate. I had a good run, and I felt at some point I'd get another opportunity, whether it was a head coach or an assistant coaching position, and so I just kind of rolled with it, didn't think much about it, and obviously this opportunity came up, and from afar, I just felt that this team was ready, and I'm just thrilled to death that Mr. Dolan gave me an opportunity and Leon Rose gave me an opportunity to be a head coach again, especially here in New York.
Mike, kind of on that though, like when you took the job, obviously part of it was you have to the deal is you should take the team to a higher place than they were last year. Do you feel, doing this now, do you feel validated at all personally?
I never really thought about it like that. I mean, you know, again, our business is funny. My previous job, I supposedly took him to a point that was higher, and you know, it didn't work out. So, you know, again, I truly felt that this team was an NBA Finals team. I thought we had a true opportunity, because some jobs you take, you're like, okay, we can get better. We have a chance to make the playoffs right now. But this one, I felt we legitimately had a chance if we could help them figure it out. The players can stay together during the process, especially when we hit adversity, because we hit adversity at different times during the season, not just us as a whole group, but even some guys individually, including myself. And so, you know, I did have that belief from day one. I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but we're here, and you know, there's a lot of people to thank because of it, but it starts with the players.
Mike, going to this series, obviously one of the strengths for the Cavaliers is Mobley and Allen. What did you think of how Cat did, especially those last 3 games, averaging 12 rebounds, you know, scoring, distributing, just the whole package?
You hit it right on the head. They're two bigs. Again, I said before, they're all-stars. And anytime you attain that level, you're going to be a handful. And, you know, I got to give credit to, again, our defensive coaches, Brendan O'Connor and Darren Erman first, coming up with the game plan. But our players executed it. And Cat was huge. Mitch was huge. OG was too. We put OG on Allen quite a bit during this series. But then I will end it with, you know, it was a team thing, because we blitzed a lot. And those guys caught the ball in the pocket. And when you blitz, you commit 2 to the ball, and one of those guys is a big. And so you have to have your guards cracking back and putting their nose on these guys' chests and backs to get them off the glass and or to not foul them. And our guys did a great job on the backside. So all 5 guys were always on a string, or for the most part. And, you know, obviously at the point of attack, Cat, Mitch, and OG, and Josh a little bit were phenomenal.
Coach, you mentioned earlier, Jalen, the leadership, the names that you brought up were Steph Curry and Tim Duncan, which are pretty impressive names. What about his leadership is special in your eyes? And I guess being around him every day, what do you know about him now that you didn't know before you took this job?
How hard he works. Like he's, you know, in most superstars I've been around work extremely hard. But his work ethic, man, it's off the charts. He goes and shoots. We have shoot around usually at 10 a.m. and he goes, whether we're at home or on the road, every freaking day. And I'm a late night guy, and I had to adjust because he makes me tired, because I got to get up now at 7:30 and meet with my coaches because we're having an early shoot around. And not most of the time, every time. So his work ethic is second to none. On top of that, you know, he's pretty even keeled. Never gets too high, never gets too low. And when your leader's that way, which you need to have, especially when you hit adversity, it's easy to get everybody else to follow, because I can be that way, but as a coach, players are going to tune me out at times. But when it comes from within, it's hard to tune each other out, especially when it comes from your leader or your best player. And so that in itself is special, and that is similar to Steph and to Tim. They're quiet strength or even killed strength all the time.
Mike, the number of notable alumni that has been supporting this team for this entire season, really beyond the season, what does it mean to you that, you know, they're living vicariously through you guys, and you guys have taken this franchise to heights that some of them haven't been able to reach?
It's fantastic. It's great to see. It's great that Leon and Mr. Dolan had these guys around. Obviously, Pat, he's iconic, you know, and then you got John Starks and Marbury, and there's just a plethora of other guys that you see come to our games, and we encourage that. I love it, and they always have a nugget or two that they can pass on to the guys that are actually playing now, and when you can hear it from different voices or different people, especially guys that played, because I didn't play, I was terrible, but from guys that played. It means a ton, and so to see them be able to celebrate with us and joy on their face, it's priceless, for sure.
Mike, I know it's hard to start at the end and work your way in the beginning when you have to look back, but was there a point this season where you felt like the group made a collective decision that they were going to come together and not start doing the right things, but they were going to make a decision to get to this point? Like, after maybe the 2-9 stretch in January where Dolan says you got to make the finals or else or whatever, was there any point that you felt like they're starting to get it and it's less my voice and more of their voice?
It's a great question. Yeah, that's good. Down the stretch, there was always a little bit of a question, whether or not we'd be able to get over the hump. But down the stretch of the regular season, I don't know, 6-7 games to go after Landry got back. I think I started to see us play some good basketball and do some things, do more things that were selfless or more sacrificing from the group. So maybe then, but throughout the course of the season, you have your ups and you have your downs and you have your good and your bad and your adversity that you have to fight through, and sometimes we got through it quickly, sometimes it took us a minute to figure it out. So probably towards the end of the season when I was like, okay, I can feel it. This group they're right where we need to be at the right time of the year.
Mike, you talked during the year about the ups and downs you're going to go through. Just what you've done of this 11 games, historic numbers, is this the peak here? Are you seeing that peak that you kind of hoped you'd get to?
Yeah, I mean, our group they're playing good basketball, and they're doing it in different ways. They're doing it differently depending on who our opponent is, and when you show that type of versatility on both ends of the floor, it just adds to your belief. And I've said it before, the regular season, you use the regular season to get ready for the postseason, and our guys did a hell of a job with that.